EVC, how are we today? Adam here from the Freight. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Had a good weekend. We are into Record Store Week, Record Store Day Week. I have such mixed feelings about Record Store Day. Um, on the really big positive side, I love it because I love what it does for brick and mortar record shops, and we have to have those. We have to have those in our lives for the vinyl community and for us to all enjoy this wonderful thing that we enjoy. Digging is a huge part of the fun. So support your record stores. Go out to Record Store Day. Go out to them in general and just buy some stuff from your local. Um, that said, I have had the Record Store Day bug in the past. The past several years I've gone. A couple of those years I was out there early, sitting in line, waiting. Um, you know, 10 years ago, maybe, well, when did it start? Was it more than 10 years ago? Yeah, it was more than 10 years ago. I went to the, I remember going early on too. I never went super early. I feel like it's different now. It's just evolved so much. And I want to talk about some sort of pros and cons about Record Store Day in general, and my feelings on some of the titles. Some ones that would make my list if I'm going to go out. I haven't decided if I'm going to go out yet. I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going out early this year. There's nothing on this list that screams to me that I need to get out early. If I miss out on everything on my picks, I'd honestly be fine. I don't really care. What I will still do is I'd probably go to my local later in the day, in the afternoon, after the crowds have died down. Look at what they got left, make a couple purchases, support them. But this list is good, and I know people are flipping out for it. But that's the thing about Record Store Day. It can be great for some people, and that is beautiful. I hope this list is everything you want it to be. I really do. And if it is, get out there early. Go wait in line. Get yourself a chair. Make plans. Like, do it. I encourage you all to experience it. Go get in line and do the thing if that's what you want to do. Bring a blanket. Support your local. It's so important. However, this list doesn't scream out anything to me that I need to have. It just really doesn't. And I've been finding that more and more with the Record Store Days as I go along. I think I got caught up in the hype a little bit too much, and now I'm just like, my wallet doesn't need that. So I'm probably not even going to invest much thought or time into it. There's a couple titles here, which I'm going to go through now, of some ones that are my picks. These are not ones that I'm going to go out and buy at all necessarily, but these are ones that interest me the most from the list. So let's go through my picks without further ado. All right, the first one is a Record Store Day first. These are in sort of no alphabetical or particular order. I just kind of put the sheets together after I was going through them. So this one is a Record Store Day first, so it's going to get a wider release. This is Sting 3.0 Live Deluxe. Okay, so a couple things. This leads me into one of my main points of sort of negativity a little bit with Record Store Day. There's so many live releases, and I have a lot of live releases on my picks here. The live stuff, especially from Record Store Day, can be so hit or miss. I'll give you a couple of very recent good examples. I think these were both from like the Thanksgiving Record Store Day, Black Friday last year. They were from last year anyway, one of the two Record Store Days. I got the Dickie Betts live release, and I got the Bill Evans in Norway live release. I really liked the Bill Evans in Norway live release. That was a really, really nice release. It was just a solid, well put together release. It had a beautiful booklet. The recording was excellent. The music was excellent. I really enjoyed that release. The Dickie Betts, they captured a fantastic concert. I can see why they released it. His playing was fire. The band was on fire that night. The recording is lousy. It's like, could have been a radio broadcast, or I don't even know, maybe a bad soundboard recording. I don't really know, but so disappointed in the sound. And the sound matters to me. That's just me personally. I know the music is number one, but if it sounds like shit, I'm not gonna want to listen to it. I'm just not. It's just not how I want to listen to records. A big reason why I listen to records is because of the sound difference. That means a lot to me. So it's one of my biggest gripes with Record Store Days. You just don't know what you're getting, especially with these live recordings. You're spending all this money and you get home and the recording sounds like garbage. And yeah, the music's great, but like, I don't know. I find it hard to get past that. That is just me personally. Um, anyway, so you're going to see a lot of live recordings on here, and I don't know what to tell you. They're going to sound good. I wish I had more info. And that's the other thing. The Record Store Day hype stickers or the information they give you doesn't always tell you the whole story. Doesn't always tell you. Sometimes I think they might short sell themselves too. Like if it was recorded from tapes, or if it had a great mastering engineer, or it's just they know that it sounds damn good. Say it. Tell us some sound stuff. More information. Transparency would be appreciated. Anyway, here we go. So I got that thing. That's a Record Store Day first, which means there's Record Store Day first and exclusives. I tend to focus on the exclusives because the Record Store Day first just means they're going to get a wider release later. The exclusives means they're just exclusive for Record Store Day, and they more than likely won't be released again. However, you never know. Okay, so that Sting is a Record Store Day first, so I'll probably pass on that anyway and just wait for the wider release. The reason I had the Sting on there is because he tends to have better sounding records. That interests me a little bit. Stone Temple Pilots live in New Haven, 1994. This was in some kind of box set or CD box set maybe. I haven't heard it. Again, interests me very much. I don't know about the sound quality, but that is an exclusive. So if it's something you want, it's from the Purple era. If that's something you want, go for it. Do your thing with that. That's an exclusive. Thin Lizzy, Jailbreak, the alternate versions. This is a Record Store Day exclusive. So this is, from my understanding, alternate versions, extended versions, mixes, I believe, of the Thin Lizzy famous Jailbreak album. Obviously, classic. That could be really cool. That's an interesting title to me. That's an exclusive. Peter Tosh, Greatest Hits. This is an exclusive, okay? I know what you're thinking. Greatest Hits compilation. I get it. But Peter Tosh is an artist for me that I think I'd be cool with having a Greatest Hits compilation of. I know I would be. And the fact that it's not a live album, it's some studio recordings is my understanding. There could be some live tracks on there, but maybe they'll get it to sound really good. That's an interesting one to me. That is an exclusive. So that is not supposed to get a wider release. So that could be something there, the Peter Tosh. All right. I think that was it on this, from this one. Yep, that was it on that list. All right, next page. I have a couple of releases here from Charles Mingus. And the Charlie Mingus stuff, I love Mingus, but the one that I'm looking at here is the Jazz Detective one that is 3 LPs, and I want to say I saw it for like $85 is going to be the retail on it. It's a lot of money. It's from the live in Argentina. Towards the end of his life, I believe. It's a jazz dispensary release, so those typically actually sound good. So I'd have a little more confidence in buying that one, and that is definitely high on the list of ones. But again, the price, 80-something bucks. It's a lot. There is another, that is a Record Store Day exclusive. There is another Mingus that's a Record Store Day first, which is Mingus at Monterey. That I would hold off on and just wait for the wider release. Moving down the list, Thelonious Monk, live at the IT Club. That is an exclusive. That is way up there on my list. I love Thelonious Monk. I don't know much about details about the recording of that, but high on the list. Another one that's way up there on my list, right next to that one, is Wes Montgomery and Wynton Kelly, Smoking in Seattle. Love Wes Montgomery. He's one of my favorite jazz guitarists, and yeah, all about that. There is, and that is also an exclusive. There is another exclusive, Prince of the New Power Generation. That's an exclusive. This is a live record from Live at Glen State. I think I heard somewhere that this was in some kind of box set that he had previously. That interests me. I don't know. Does it interest me enough to pull the trigger? I don't really know. I guess it depends on the cost, but it stood out to me a little bit. All right, moving right along. There is an Astrid Gilberto limited release, which means I think like 1,000 or less. Excuse me, getting over a little cold. Um, it's The Girl from Ipanema. It's from off of Prestige. It's a limited run. Astrid Gilberto is one of those jazz artists, those jazz vocalists. Her voice is beautiful. I really enjoy listening to her sing, and she crosses over like really into that pop world, for that '60s pop world, which I think makes her sort of have that mass appeal. So that's interesting. Limited run there. There's two Grateful Dead releases. They're both at Record Store Day exclusives. One interests me significantly more than the other. One of them is the big box set. It's a live show from New York, from the Beacon, which I'm sure is a great show. It's from '76, which is like sort of one of their classic eras, '76, '77. However, not into the big Grateful Dead box set thing. There's just a never-ending well of stuff that I just don't want to go down. Um, there is a Grateful Dead release that does interest me a little bit. It's an exclusive. It's called On a Back Porch Volume 1 from Rhino. What's interesting about this is it's just a one record, but it's a compilation of live shows, live songs from different live shows. So it's not like one concert where you're immersed in the whole thing. It's some different selections. It had like Standing on the Moon on it, Eyes of the World. I forget what else, but it was a compilation of tracks, which was cool to me. That appealed to me a little bit because it was from different things, and hopefully they were choice cuts, So that was a little bit interesting to me. Vince Guaraldi, Record Store Day exclusive. Selections from It's the Easter Beagle, Charlie Brown. Vince Guaraldi, I mean, what a musician, and his affiliation with the Peanuts. All those releases are killer, really are. I mean, obviously, they have the classic of all classics, the Christmas album. But Vince Guaraldi is a monster, and his music is great. And that's a really cool release. George Harrison and Beck, Be Here Now. That is the Record Store Day Song of the Year. So it's a 12-inch single. Each of them doing a version of Be Here Now. Be Here Now is a very beautiful song. That definitely interests me. I don't really love 12-inch singles. I can really take them or leave them. So as big of a Beatles fan as I am, and collector as I am, I've kind of, the way the Beatles have been doing things lately has turned me off. And I'm just not into the I have to have it all on vinyl that the Beatles release anymore. Don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna probably seek it out, but I'm not gonna like be devastated if I don't get it. I think those days are gone from me. But that's an interesting one. There's another Record Store Day exclusive, John Lee Hooker, the Charcut Sessions. Love John Lee Hooker. His releases tend to be pretty solid. I don't know anything about this one, so that interests me a little bit. I'd be interested to hear more about how that one sounds, and if it's from tape or not, something like that. There's another Record Store Day exclusive from the Jazz Detective, or just not Jazz Detective. I think this is Jazz Dispensary. I don't know if I said Jazz Detective before, but I think it's Jazz Dispensary. Doesn't say. But anyway, so it's Freddie Hubbard, On Fire, live from the Blue Morocco. I love Freddie Hubbard. I really, truly do. I'm sure this is a fire release, just like the title. It's 3 LPs, and I want to say I saw that this one was also like $80+. I don't know. Am I going to spend $80+? I don't think I am. I really don't think I am, even though it's an exclusive. Okay, next, exclusive, Marcus King, live from the Bluebird Cafe. You're seeing a theme here. Lots of live releases. Rolling the dice with them live releases. You really are. And just be mindful of that. I love Marcus King. He's a phenomenal blues rock guitar player. Incredible musician. That would probably be really good if the sound is good. That's on the list. Okay, here we go. Record Store Day exclusive. John and Yoko EP from the live one-to-one show at Madison Square Garden. Very famous show. There's such mixed emotions about this. Obviously, I'm a gigantic Beatles fan. I might do a separate video with this kind of topic, but the John Lennon re-releases, reissues of late are like hard passes for me. I think they're doing the whole concert around his birthday is what I heard. So I would be into that, especially if they redo the audio, because the audio really sucked from that. So if they redo that and they get it right, I would absolutely be buying this. And I've actually, the people that did get it, some of the big Beatles channels that got this pre-copy said it sounded really good. So that's great. I'm glad that it sounds good. I'm going to tell you a little side note, and this is just my personal opinion. Um, I don't love the new John reissues, and this is just a gut feeling. I have nothing to base this on. This just feels like there's this big push to put Yoko to the front. And I know she was important. I am not a Yoko hater. I love Yoko, but it just doesn't sit well with me for my tastes and my sort of John Lennon fandom. I understand. I get it. It's just the way that I feel like they're trying to push this narrative out. She's in the twilight of her life, and I get that they want to control the narrative, but or get ahead of the narrative. And yeah, I don't know. Just anyway, the meters. This would be number one on my list if it was an exclusive, but it's a record store day first. Um, it is live at the Great American Music Hall in San Francisco. This would be number one, but it's a first, so I'm probably going to pass and just wait for the wider release. But that could be really, really cool. The next one, Ry Cooder, live at the Main Point in 1972. Ry Cooder is just a phenomenal guitar player, and he's someone who I think deserves some wider recognition. And if more people heard him, I think they would get how incredible he is. And his records are typically known for sounding pretty good too, so that's interesting to me. That is an exclusive. Another exclusive is Kenny Dorham, Blue Bossa in the Bronx, live from the Blue Note Residence, from Resonance Records. Kenny Dorham, fantastic trumpet player. That is very high on my list too. I don't remember, is it 2 LPs or 3 LPs? So this is 2 LPs, so it's probably not going to be 80, but it might be more like 60 or something. Who knows? But that's probably a great recording. I would, that's high on the list. There is, of course, another Bill Evans exclusive. Further Ahead, live in Finland. Bill Evans, awesome, amazing. How many Bill Evans releases do you need? I don't know the answer to that question. Last page. This one, okay. If there was one title that I think would make me put forth the most effort, it's something like this. Something that's unique, something that's a limited run. So this is limited. And it's cool. It's just unique. So this is Video Game Lo-Fi. So this is Video Game Lo-Fi from Courage Record Sampler. I looked at it real quick, and I don't have full details of it, but it seems to be sort of hip-hop lo-fi versions of some famous video game music. There was music from like Zelda and from Kirby and from like The Last of Us, and there was a couple of other ones in there too, Donkey Kong. It just seemed cool in its limited run. That's the kind of thing that I could get behind very much for Record Store Day. These live releases that you don't know how they're going to sound, I don't know, just not for me. So I am down on Record Store Day as a whole. However, I'm still going to go later in the day. I'm not going to get in line this year early, but I'm going to go out later in the day. When the crowds have died down, I'm going to go support my local because we need locals, and I want to, buy a couple things from them to support them in their efforts. And however, I'm not going to do the lineup thing. I don't know that I'll ever do that again unless there was some monumental Beatles release that I was really, really wanting. Other than that, I can't say that I would do that again. However, this is just me and my personal taste. If there's something on here that you got to get, go get it. Get in line, have a blast, bring a blanket, meet some new friends, talk to people about what they're into. Go get in line early, do the thing, get it done. It is fun. If there's something in there that you want, go get it. It's one day a year, 1 or 2 days, but who's counting? This is the big one though, if you're into it. So I hope you get what you want. Please let me know what's on your list. Let me know what you think of my sort of pseudo lists that are the maybes and things like that for me. But I'd love to hear about your list and what you're excited about, because maybe you can make me excited about something that I'm not seeing. All right. Anyway, there you have it. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe. Peace.